Right now at noon, Missouri lawmakers put forward with a plan to eliminate texting and driving.
We've had a pretty cold start for us today. Warmer weather is on the way. We're going to break it all down, plus some rain chances coming up.
Today marks 1 year since Russia invaded Ukraine, and U.S. responds with a new set of sanctions for Russia.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A new Senate bill aims to keep drivers on the road safe and cell phones out of reach. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, drivers in Missouri could soon face legal punishment for texting while driving, no matter their age. The Missouri Senate advanced a bill that would ban drivers, regardless their age, from reading, sending, or writing a text by handheld devices. Currently, any drivers under 21 years old are not allowed to use their phones and can be stopped and given a citation. The ban would not apply to law enforcement or people using their hands-free voice-activated mode.
There's no text that's so important that it's worth giving up your life for. We've seen those. We've seen fatal car crashes, and we've seen what the last message was on their phone, and it's never worth dying for.
The Senate Transportation Infrastructure and Public Safety Committee approved the bill with bipartisan support. It now goes to the full Senate for debate and vote. The city of Joplin officially opens up nominations for its Historic Preservation Awards. There are 3 categories: the Leslie Simpson Award, the Jeff and Carolina Neal Award, and the Murfreesburg Award. You can find nomination forms through the city's website. The nominating period is open through March 31st. And you may have noticed gas prices in the 4 states are starting to drop again. AAA credits the change to the price of a barrel of oil falling into the mid-$70 range. And currently the Missouri average for a gallon of gas is $3.03. Arkansas sits at $3.04, and for Oklahoma it's $3.07. And for Kansas, the average is $3.11. Well, you'll want to keep the heat on if you take a drive today. It's a little chilly out there. Chris Warner joins us with the first look at your weekend.
Yeah, it is a bit on the cold side out there, but there's some good news. We're looking to maybe get just a wee bit warmer today than we originally thought. We got cloudy skies at 7th and Rangeline, mostly cloudy skies as well on the MoDOT camera, 32nd and Rangeline. We've seen some peaks of sun out there, but not that much. Yesterday, starting at 25, only made it to 41, so a pretty darn chilly day for us, but it does put us closer to average, below average, but a lot closer to average than what we have been the last several days. Here we go. They're at 29, Yates Center, 28 Iola, 33 Pittsburgh, 38 Miami, Neosho, and 35 in Carthage. So look off to the south and west. We've got some warmer air working in, and this is a pinch warmer than what we were originally anticipating. So we've got some revised temperatures for today. So here's a look at what we're looking at for today. It's another cool one for us. And again, for our northwestern counties, it's going to stay colder out there. We got the showers still expected to move into the area this afternoon, and then we're still watching those thunderstorm chances as we head into Sunday evening and early Monday morning across the area. So just a quick reminder to scan that QR code or go to your favorite app store and make sure you download the KOAM Skywatch weather app. That way you can have the entire Skywatch weather team with you wherever you go, because these storms Monday morning do have the potential to be strong to severe. And we'll take a more in-depth look at our forecast and some of the other warm weather on the way here in just a few minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. The United States announces additional measures to help Ukraine today as the war-torn country marks a year since the full-scale Russian invasion began. Willie James Inman has the latest from the White House.
Ukraine held a remembrance ceremony Friday in tribute to all the lives lost since Russia launched a full-scale invasion of the country a year ago. President Volodymyr Zelensky called the year, quote, the longest day of our lives. Afterwards, he and Poland's prime minister visited wounded soldiers in a military hospital. To commemorate the 1-year mark since the invasion began, the Biden administration announced additional measures to help Ukraine, including more security assistance and new sanctions. The U.S. is committing $2 billion for ammunition and high-tech drones. And together with its G7 allies, it unveiled a new round of sanctions against 200 individuals and entities, including a dozen Russian financial institutions that support Russia's war effort.
we are seeking to strengthen sanctions and to make sure that we address violations of sanctions.
On Friday, China urged the end of sanctions against Russia and called for a ceasefire.
So we are concerned.
On CBS Mornings, Secretary of State Antony Blinken reacted to reports that China may provide lethal military aid to Russia.
China's trying to have it both ways. They're trying to present themselves as neutral and a party for peace, while at the same time aiding and abetting Russia's war effort.
In show of support for Ukraine, yellow and blue lights lit the Eiffel Tower in Paris and the Sydney Opera House in Australia.
Well, the U.S. is also set to raise tariffs on certain Russian products imported into the U.S., including more than 100 Russian metals, minerals, and chemical products. Well, as the war in Ukraine enters its second year, protesters around the world are calling on Russia to stop the conflict. Demonstrators in Australia shouted, "Help Ukraine win," as they marched through the streets. In Germany, activists dumped a destroyed Russian tank outside Moscow's embassy in Berlin to show support for Ukraine. And in London, protesters painted a Ukrainian flag on the road leading to the Russian embassy. In Belgium, anti-war demonstrators lit candles and placed them beside thousands of teddy bears to symbolize the thousands of Ukrainian children they say were stolen from their parents by the Russian regime. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, hurricane damage and citrus disease put a squeeze on Florida's orange crops. Coming up, the bottom line when it comes to America's favorite breakfast beverage. And later, we're making brown sugar banana cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Prices for orange juice are on the rise and are expected to keep going up. Christian Benavides explains why.
John Barbin is a fourth-generation farmer, and like most other Florida citrus growers, supply is running low.
Supply is going down.
In fact, the USDA projects Florida will have its worst year for citrus production since the Great Depression. Devastating storms in 2022 stripped trees. Hurricane Ian alone led to $250 million in losses, according to the University of Florida. But growers are facing another major problem called citrus greening disease.
Greening is sort of like cancer. Some live with it, others it gets them in a week.
Greening causes oranges to fall prematurely, and once a tree is infected, there's no cure.
Pre-greening, a tree like this would get you 2 to 3 boxes of oranges. Now, it takes 2 trees just to fill up 1 box.
That is leading to more expensive orange juice at the grocery store. Prices are up 9.1% in the past year, according to Nielsen IQ.
In the state of Florida, they're going to be producing 60% less citrus than what they produced last year.
Patrick Penfield is professor of supply chain management at Syracuse University and expects prices to keep rising.
It's a supply and demand issue. There's just not enough oranges.
I've got 2 sons.
Barbin now wonders if these groves will hold on for the next generation.
You've told your kids that, hey, listen, maybe this is not going to be around for you.
Yeah, my kids and I, we've had that discussion.
Other growers may be having that same discussion because right now the citrus crisis in Florida seems to have no end in sight. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Sebring.
Well, scientists are working on treatments to save trees from citrus greening disease, but currently no cure exists. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Got a few extra ripe bananas? If you do, I have a recipe that'll knock your socks off. It's really that good.
But first, we are tracking showers today and thunderstorms late Sunday into early Monday. We'll break it all down coming up. We started the day pretty darn cold today, but we got to remember it is still February. It is still technically winter, but we are getting ever so closer to spring, and we keep getting little tastes of spring, and we're going to get another taste of spring as we head into this upcoming weekend. For right now, though, this is not very spring-like. It's pretty chilly. It's mostly cloudy out there. We've seen some peaks of the sun, and thanks to that, we're looking to be a little bit warmer today than what we were yesterday. MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line. There's the clouds, plenty of them, and a little bit of sunshine trying to peek through out there. Right now in Joplin, we're sitting at 35, so not doing too bad. Feels like 27, though, even with that east breeze at 11. But as mentioned this morning, it's been gusting between that 15 to 20 mile an hour range. Still colder off to the northwest. 29 Yates Center, 28 Iola, 32 in Chanute, 35 Chatopa, 38 Miami Neosho, 35 Carthage. So as you see, as you head south and west, we start to get a little bit warmer, which is why we're looking to be a little bit warmer for at least some of us as we head into the rest of the afternoon. Looking to make it up to about 47 now. Remember that on the warm side of things, this morning we were looking at maybe 42. So this is considerably better. I'm not complaining. I don't know many people who will, but we'll also still have those showers start building into the area here in the next, 3-4 hours across the region. Now, they're going to be scattered, so we're not talking just a blanket of rain, but we are talking plentiful showers across the area, and they will continue through about 9-10 o'clock tonight as temperatures slowly cruise back down. We're still looking at a low of 34. And out west, if you see some of these showers, temperatures out west may drop a little bit quicker than they are here. And so you may see a light wintry mix out there. Shouldn't add up to much, but could lead to some slick spots. So here, let's take a look down the road. We've got additional shower chances as we head into tomorrow evening and very early Sunday morning. We're also looking to be much warmer, but we're also going to stay fairly cloudy across the area. We then go into Sunday. We've got some early evening showers across the area, and then this is what we're keeping our eye on out to our west. We've been talking about it for about 2 days now, where we're looking at a fairly decent shot of severe weather across portions of central Oklahoma. What the question is how well these storms will hold together as they move into our area very late Sunday night into Monday morning. So we're talking entering our western Kansas, like our counties, like Elk and Chautauqua counties, say between 10 and midnight Sunday, and then moving off to the east rather quickly and getting to the rest of us between midnight and 3 a.m. So let's take a look. This is what the severe threat for Sunday looks like right now. This orange is an enhanced area of severe weather risk, and that again across good portion of central Oklahoma. The yellow is the elevated severe weather threat, which encompasses most of southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, and as we take a closer look, does get right into the extreme western fringes of southwest Missouri. And then this green is a lower end severe threat. Each day for the last 2 or 3 days, we have seen the severe threat shift slowly further east. So again, a lot of questions as to the instability here and whether or not those storms are going to come through and actually survive and give us some nasty severe weather early Monday morning, or if they'll be in a dying state. So you'll definitely want to keep it here through the weekend. Keep an eye on the forecast. Stay with Sam and Doug through the weekend. And don't forget to download the KOAM Skywatch weather app with that QR code or by going to your favorite app store just so you can stay ahead of the forecast, because we'll be here tracking that for you. Outside of that, evening showers tomorrow, 54, 63 by Sunday, 65 Monday, mid-60s holding on all the way through Wednesday. And then Mother Nature says, you know what? It's still winter, guys. Knocks us back down to 42 by Thursday. Could see some light showers, maybe a light wintry mix in there. But between now and then, we've got another taste of spring coming up. But unfortunately, that taste of spring is bringing some additional thunderstorm chances that we've got to keep an eye on.
After the storms, we should have some decent temperatures. We can handle that.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad otherwise.
All right, I'll take that. I like temperatures in the 60s. If they could get up to the 70s, even better. Can you work on that
If they
for me?
could hold out even just in the 60s for more than 3 or 4 days at a
Yes.
time, that'd be great too.
Very true. All right, thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making brown sugar banana cake after the break. Sick of turning those overripe bananas into plain old banana bread? Today, Howard shows us how to make something a little different, brown sugar banana cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
To me, nothing is more down-home comforting than a banana bread that's right out of the oven. Well, my new favorite that tops banana bread is a brown sugar banana cake that's, well, I guess the best way to describe it is heavenly. To make it, all we have to do is beat some softened butter and sugar with some sour cream and a couple of eggs until it's creamy. Once it is, we toss in about 4 ripe bananas that we've mashed, along with a splash of vanilla. After this is smooth, we add our dry ingredients and continue to beat until the batter comes together. This goes into a baking dish and we pop it in the oven for about a half an hour until it passes the toothpick test. After it cools, we finish it with a brown sugar boiled milk frosting that's so good, you could eat it by the spoonful. I only wish you could smell how good our kitchen smells right now. On top of that, the cake is super moist, thanks to the ripe bananas and our sour cream. Plus, the frosting is to die for. To get the recipe for what we call brown sugar banana cake, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found the ultimate comforting way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
We can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
Well, we've got ourselves a bit warmer going on later today. 47 for our high. Evening showers tomorrow. Evening showers Sunday, and we are watching that possibility for some strong thunderstorms leading late Sunday night into Monday morning. Mid-60s getting into Wednesday, and then 42 Thursday with a light shower, maybe even some light wintry mix out there. So enjoy the spring, because we're going to get another taste before it gets cold again.
I guess so.
All right, what do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, a lot at 5. For starters, February is National Cancer Prevention Month. Studies show up to 50% of cancer cases and deaths are preventable. In Health Watch, we're going to hear how one woman changed her lifestyle to take charge of her health and reduce her cancer risk. Plus, meet Rosie the robot, who's helping deliver food to patients at Oswego Health and Rehab. And Senator Roger Marshall tours our produce farm in Pittsburgh. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right. Thank you, Dow. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.